Today we're exploring one of history's most pivotal conflicts, Gaius Julius Caesar's Gallic Wars. Join us as we display how this war boosted Julius Caesar's power, expanded Roman territory, and shaped the ancient world as we know it today. Spanning across modern France and even Britain, we'll uncover the true story behind Caesar's legendary military campaign. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest videos. Welcome to Past Works. Caesar's Gallic Wars were among the most significant conflicts of the ancient world, bringing a vast and wealthy region under Roman control while enhancing Julius Caesar's political and military power. These wars were meticulously documented by Caesar himself in his famous writings, Commentaries on the Gallic War, intended for political and propaganda purposes. With that in mind, his account should be approached with skepticism. Caesar portrays the Gallic Wars as defensive actions where the Gauls suffered immense casualties with minimal Roman losses. However, this account is likely heavily exaggerated to further Caesar's political ambitions. At the end of his term as consul in 59 BC, Caesar found himself deep in financial debt. To recover his losses, he used his position in the First Triumvirate, a powerful military alliance with Rome's leading political figures, Pompey and Crassus, to secure the governorship of Cisalpine Gaul, Transalpine Gaul, and Illyricum for a 5-year term. This extended term exceeded the usual 1-year tenure of consuls, giving him the freedom to undertake a military campaign without concerns about changing commanders. As proconsul, he led 4 experienced legions. Caesar then began raising 2 additional legions at his own expense, increasing his total to 6 legions and 30,000 men. All Gaul is divided into 3 parts, one of which the Belgae inhabit, the Aquitani another. Those who in their own language are called Celts, in our language Gauls, the third. All these differ from each other in language, customs, and laws. Caesar was soon approached by envoys from the Helvetian tribe. The Helvetians, a coalition of Gallic tribes situated on the Swiss plateau, were increasingly threatened by Germanic tribes to the north and east. In response, they planned a mass migration through Transalpine Gaul and the territory of Aedui, a tribe allied with Rome. Caesar responded by refusing the Helvetians' passage through Transalpine Gaul. In response, and after trying to briefly push through Roman defenses, the Helvetians redirected northward, avoiding Roman territory altogether. Caesar set off in pursuit of the Helveti, who were moving away from Roman territory. He caught up with them while they were in the midst of crossing the Ara River, with nearly 3/4 already on the far bank. The Romans attacked those who had not yet crossed, then constructed a bridge to facilitate their own crossing. As the Romans continued to shadow the remaining Helvetians, further negotiations were attempted. Caesar's harsh terms were rejected, and when his supplies dwindled, forcing a change in his march route, the Helvetians seized the opportunity to attack, culminating in the Battle of Bibracte. Ultimately, Caesar emerged victorious, ordering the Helvetians back to their lands to serve as a buffer between Rome and the fearsome Germanic tribes. Caesar received congratulations from many Gallic tribes, including the Aedui, long-standing allies of Rome, who now requested that he attack the Germanic Suebi. Several years earlier, the Suebi had migrated into the territory of the Gallic Sequani, receiving land in exchange for military assistance against the Aedui. The increasing number of Germans sparked fears that they would eventually seize all Sequani territory and then threaten the entirety of Gaul. However, the Suebian king, Ariovistus, had been declared a friend of the Roman people, so Caesar could not simply intervene militarily without just cause. Sensing an opportunity to further his conquests, Caesar issued a list of harsh demands to Ariovistus. These demands required the Suebi to return all hostages, protect all other friends of Rome, including the Aedui, and ensure that all Germans return to the eastern bank of the Rhine and never again cross into Gaul. Ariovistus ignored these demands, claiming Caesar had no authority to make them. As Suebian attacks on the Aedui continued and more Germans crossed the Rhine, Caesar found the justification for war he was hoping for. The Romans soon discovered that Ariovistus intended to seize Vesontio, the largest city in Sequani territory. Through swift maneuvers, the Romans managed to reach the city ahead of him. Caesar and Ariovistus engaged in negotiating a settlement over the next few days, but both repeatedly broke the terms of their meetings and deliberately provoked each other towards war. When it was spread abroad among the common soldiery with what haughtiness Ariovistus had behaved at the conference, and how he had ordered the Romans to quit Gaul, and how his cavalry had made an attack upon our men, and how this had broken off the conference, a much greater alacrity and eagerness for battle was infused into our army. With a peaceful resolution now out of reach, Ariovistus maneuvered his forces behind Caesar's camp, disrupting the Roman supply lines. In response, Caesar set up a new camp closer to Ariovistus's army, provoking the Suebians to engage in battle. Ariovistus attempted to attack Caesar's camp, but was driven back. The following morning, both armies gathered again for battle. Once more, the Romans prevailed, largely due to a well-timed intervention by Publius Licinius Crassus, the son of Caesar's triumvirate ally. The Suebians suffered significant losses and retreated back across the Rhine. This victory marked the conclusion of the 58 BC campaign season. Caesar then returned to Cisalpine Gaul to oversee the civil aspects of his governorship. It's likely that at this point, Caesar had already set his sights on conquering all of Gaul.